Hope you're well. Coming to the party? First plan was good, second was better. So what do all of these sentences have in common? Well, they're all missing words, but we understand them perfectly. In this explainer, we are going to uncover the amazing grammatical secret that makes our conversations flow so naturally. Ellipsis.
So, let's kick things off by talking about those invisible words, the ones that are there, but also kind of not there.
I mean, think about it. You've probably typed, "Hope you're well" in an email like a dozen times this week. It feels completely normal, right? But if you look at it from a strict grammar point of view, something's definitely missing.
So, what is it? What's the missing piece? What's that one little word your brain just automatically fills in at the beginning to make the whole sentence complete? Go on, have a think.
If you guessed the word I, as in I hope you're well, you are absolutely right. This little magic trick of leaving words out is a linguistic tool called ellipsis. It's basically our brain's natural shortcut for making language way more concise and efficient, all without losing any meaning.
Now, what's really cool about this is that we don't just drop words all over the place. Nope, there are patterns to it. So let's break down the three main types of ellipses that, trust me, you're already an expert at using, even if you didn't know their official names. Okay, so here's our roadmap. We're going to cover the three big ones: dropping nouns so we don't sound repetitive, doing the same thing with verbs, and then the one we just saw, dropping the subject pronoun. Let's take a look at each one.
First up, we've got noun ellipsis. This is all about not saying the same word over and over again. So, in our example, the first plan was good, the second was better. We don't need to say the second plan was better. The context makes it totally clear. We just drop the noun, and boom, it sounds smoother and way less robotic.
Next is verb ellipsis. It's the exact same idea, just with a different part of speech. You hear a sentence like, I can't sing, but she can, and we all know it means, but she can sing. Dropping that repeated verb just keeps the whole sentence moving along nicely.
And that brings us right back to where we started, subject-pronoun ellipsis. This is when we drop pronouns like I or you, usually right at the beginning. A question like, "Coming to the party tonight?" is obviously asking, "Are you coming?" You see this all the time in texts, emails, and just talking. It's super common.
Now, here's the crucial thing. It's all about context. Dropping subject pronouns is perfect for a quick, informal text to a friend, but you probably wouldn't do it in, say, a formal university essay or a big business proposal. This use of ellipsis is actually one of the clearest signs that you're in a more casual, informal space.
All right, enough theory. You've seen how it works. Now it's time to put that knowledge to the test. I'm going to throw a few sentences at you, and your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to spot the missing words. You ready? Let's do it.
Okay, let's start with this one. He went to the park and she to the cafe. Pretty straightforward, right? What verb did we chop out of the second half of that sentence to keep it short and sweet?
And the answer is went, of course. She went to the cafe. That is a perfect, classic example of verb ellipsis. Can you just imagine how clunky it would sound if we actually said the word twice?
Okay, next challenge. I can speak French, but she can't. Now, this one's a little bit different. What's been left out right after the word can't? Did you get it? We dropped the whole phrase, speak French. It wasn't just one word this time, but two. This is a great illustration of just how powerful ellipsis is for making our sentences flow. All right, last one for this round. She looks sad, and he too. So what are the missing words that complete the thought in that second part?
Looked sad. We just know it means he looked sad too. Fantastic! See? You're officially an ellipsis spotter. You're getting the hang of this.
So, to wrap this all up, let's just quickly summarize the most important takeaways. You can think of this as your practical go-to toolkit for understanding and using ellipsis.
Okay, let's recap the big rules. First and foremost, the main job of ellipsis is to stop us from repeating ourselves unnecessarily. Because of that, you're going to find it way more often when we're talking than in formal writing. And a huge giveaway of that informality is when we drop those subject pronouns like I or you. But here's the golden rule. As long as the context makes sense, no meaning is ever actually lost.
You know, when you boil it all down, all of these points lead to one single, core idea. Ellipsis is the engine that makes conversation flow. It's what makes our communication feel concise, natural, and just plain efficient.
And that's a wrap on ellipses. Now that you're in on the secret, I promise you, you'll start noticing this invisible tool everywhere, in your text messages, in movie dialogue, even in your own day-to-day speech. So where are you going to spot it next? Thanks for joining me for this explainer.